You're listening to Off the Hosel podcast presented by ROLO Golf. My name is Drew Koser. We hope you enjoy the show. Alrighty, our first guest today, episode 138, is the chairman, the absolute master. He puts all the work in, takes it so personal. He's emotional about it. He loves the event. When guys back out, a couple of weeks prior, he really wants you there. An absolute weapon. Dean Prosky, the 19th annual Scotia Wealth Open completed. Great event as always, Dino. I wasn't even there and I heard unbelievable things. So thanks for joining the podcast yet again.
Awesome.
Reoccurring guest.
Thank you.
Walk us through the event. How was it?
Hang on. We need to start calling him Hootie of the North.
Hootie of the North.
I like it.
That's quite one. I like it. I tell you what, this is the best I've seen the course in 19 years. It was unbelievable. It was hot on Sunday. It was like the time you won it, Torrie, when it was about 32 degrees, how hot it was that day. It was very, very hot on Sunday, but the course was great. And, the young guys we got in Saskatchewan golf right now. Saskatchewan's in such a good place. It's just amazing how these guys can play. It is. It was a great event. Course tying 66 by Will Blake, Jace. We've had Mark Sweeney. Just some great young players in the field this year. It was great to see. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of.
No, they're machines, and we got 3 at Canadian Tour qualifying school right now too.
Yeah, they're doing well. 3 at the
and
tour
a couple
school
are doing pretty good.
Yeah, and Troy, the defending champ, had to go to Toronto and just for the Canadian Open qualifiers. So you know what, Dave Stewart was being daddy for his first child, but I tell you what, there was no shortage of talent with even par coming tied for 6th place for a 5-way tie. Tied for 6 was even par, so it's pretty solid.
Dino, I think the year I won it, I think I shot even and I won it, and now it was 6th place. And there was like a 9-way tie, wasn't there, or something, like some big tie? It
just, you know what? It was like 1 or 2 under, usually 2 under, 3 under is good. Like that's all good. Even 1 under's in there a few years like that, but just happened. Will shot 66 the last round, and he was the 3rd group from the leaders and just got in there and posted a score. And you know what that's like? You post a score and suddenly it looks pretty good in the end. 5 under is a great number to win a tournament.
Dino, I've always asked you this every year that we've done this. I said, hey, what do you think the low number is? You've always said 2, 3, maybe 4, and then you've always felt that it's out there. But the course is always so good. It's tough. Like hole 14's a nightmare for some people. Not me. I usually make 3 or 4 there, but most people, I've seen guys make 6s and 7s and 8s. But I mean, did you see this score coming in on Sunday from Will?
You know what? We had perfect weather. It didn't surprise me in a way. I expected someone to actually have a really good score, but the course, as you said, is it really defends itself quite well. I mean, you can get going well out there, then you get to 14 and get to 15, 16, and they can kind of bite you in the butt. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, I can say, yeah. Now, I thought someone could shoot that 60, maybe not a 66, but 67, 68. But it was perfect conditions. The course is mint. The pin placements were very fair. They were gettable, and he was 5 under after 8. Had a great start, and then got in at 6. Like you get that, and you go, "Geez, the guy could go really, really low," and then try to get around there and try to. It's a great score either way. It's tied the competitive course record from Lindsey Burnett-Cabbage back in the amateur.
He was pretty good. Well, he's a good golfer too. Dean, one thing I want to ask you was, you always do this every year, it seems. You honor 3 members that I believe are no longer here, or that are, and they're no longer here, correct?
We do it. Yeah, we honor, 3. We honor people of the game that had some contributions to the game, or either the parents of players. Ryan and Tom McNall's wife. It was Ryan and his brother's mom that passed away, and Devin Maw's father passed away. But the late Peter Semko, a big game builder of the tournament, we honored him. And I have to admit, it's that part is I don't be public about it, but I have to admit I get I get pretty emotional about it a little bit on the first tee because I'm usually on the first group, and I know a lot of these players from John Volk to, the player Les Bevan and all these players have touched. I've known them one way or another through golf, and golf brought us all together. And it's nice to be able to honor these people. I'm proud to do it. It's a nice part of my event.
That's awesome, dude. And I'm sure they
You didn't honor my mom. What the hell?
I would have if I would have known. Seriously.
I'm messing with you.
Parents of great players. You know what? It takes a lot to.
That eliminates me immediately.
No way. No, not at all.
Yeah. Torrie, what else you got for Dino here?
How many pieces of Wild Bills did you have?
My God. I used to always just go to the hotel room and all this, but then I started hitting the hospitality suites now. So I kind of do the round and robin, and I see a lot of the pizzas in Regina, the Saskatoon, the Lloyd boys. I kind of have a little bit of piece everywhere I go. That's why I shouldn't be wearing this horizontal striped shirt today.
Yeah, just hey boys, I'll have a slice.
Yeah, it looks a little.
Just make the rounds.
Yeah, make the rounds and have right.
Ends up being 5 slices and 5 beers, and boom, you've had a night.
Yeah, exactly. It was great to see Luke Sheard back this year.
I was pumped about that. What a group!
Really enjoyed himself.
What a group that was.
Yeah, he really enjoyed himself and had a really great time to be back and in the fold with all of his friends and over the years, and he had a great time. I could just see the joy in his face when he was out there, and that's what it's all about.
Oh, I can't.
I'm gonna bring on our next guest here on episode 138, presented by ROLO Golf. We're gonna keep you on for about 2 more minutes here, Dino. I want you to ask the winner of obviously the Scotia Wealth Open, the 19th annual. Any questions obviously you have for Will, and maybe what it means to win that event. Joined here with Torrie, and here's the chairman, Will. Dino, you fire away here.
Hey, Will, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. I have to ask. I mean, I talked to you about this before, but you making that putt on 18, what was going through your head? It looked pretty calm to me. But you said you're jumping up and down. I tell you what, you look pretty calm over that 8-footer with the pin tucked front right over the hill on 18, back right pin. Stuck it in there. It looked pretty tourish to me and knock it in like no trouble. So you tell me what's going through your mind on that one.
I was honestly really nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And then I was reading the putt, and Dean Brown, my coach, was walking behind me to go read his putt. He smacked me on my butt with my putter. He's like, "Make this thing, kid." So I kind of relieved the nerve.
Will, you can say ass. It's okay.
But yeah, no, I was pretty nervous, but it was pretty. It lightened the mood for sure when Dean said that, so it was good.
That's awesome. You're 5 under through 8, weren't you, Will?
Yeah, I was 5 under through 8.
Did you thought when you're 5 under through 8 that, my God, this could be something really, really low?
Yeah, well, I played with Landon Emberley too, and I was talking to him on one and about the course record. Now it's only 6 under. And we were both just like, yeah, it seems like somebody could definitely go lower than that out here. And then once I was 5 under through 8, I was kind of like, oh boy, here we go. So I'm happy how I finished and didn't kind of sell the bag, but yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
Question for you is, did you ever mention to Will some of the names that have won this trophy? Obviously, Torrie is one of them, but other guys that have had, real successful careers, or just, they won a lot of events.
Yeah, I mean, Will, Dean Brown's won it twice, Colin Coleman won it twice, Tyler Frank won it twice, Brent Henry's won it twice, but a lot of great champions over the years. Jerry Christensen, Dylan Holmeson's won it, Colin Coleman's won it. It's just been a who's who of golf, and and of course Phil Jonas won it 2 years ago. Great to have him. We're always we take great pride. I mean, I always ask me, who do you want to win, or the top 10? There's all you young guys that play in the tournament. I pull for every one of you guys to play well. I really do. And whoever wins it, I'm happy for the winner. And I love to see you guys bring good players to the field. You brought your friend from school who came tied for 6th this year. And that's what I love. I love running tournaments where you guys bring the other good players with you and compete at the highest level. And I just that's why I run the tournament.
Mm-hmm,
Dean,
sure.
Dean, and I know we said it last year, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it every year that we have you on. The biggest thing is how you guys run the tournament, how well ran it is, and just how it's about the camaraderie. Like if I were to come up this year and finish 40th, I would have had as much fun as I would have had finishing 4th.
Well, you know,
it's about the guys and how smooth you guys run it, and the golf course is always terrific. It's just such a great event.
I really appreciate that. We added a Dino Spirit of the Event award last year, and I can't remember what's all on it, but it's the player that into the camaraderie of the game, that represents the game well, that enjoys the tournament and loves to participate in the whole thing. And last year we gave it to Grant Finley, and this year we presented it to Sean McNall, and we give him a little piece of crystal with that engraving on it. And we thought we'd do something special for the guys that come year over year, that really, when they miss 1 year because of something that they really hate missing. So adding that award this year, last couple of years, has been really fun, and it's been very appreciative. So,
Dino, last point here before we ask you to leave the Zoom. Will, anything you want to say to Dino about the tournament, and thank him for everything that he does?
And finally, I got on the Zoom.
Yeah, no, I don't. I really appreciate everything he did. That was my first time playing in it, and it was run so well. Course is in good shape. Everybody was awesome. So we all really appreciate what you do for the tournament. So thank you.
Well, those comments mean a lot. We've got a great committee that you can't do it alone. Ryan Haight, Devin Ma, and Derek Talon, and the greenskeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm in Saskatoon, and they're help running it as well. And it was it's fun, and we're proud to have you as our champion for 2023. Good luck at the Elkridge Open.
Thank you very much.
Pulling for you. And you win the Elkridge Open, who knows? Then it's Canadian, and you're off to the Masters. So I say it takes 3 wins, and you could be at Augusta. So you scout one of them under your belt.
Will, what's on the
buddy.
champions dinner menu?
I'd like to do that. That's a good idea.
Oh,
you had chicken fingers and fries and a milkshake.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Royal Regina special. I don't even know what would be on it. Probably something like that, little kid menu.
We tried to do that 1 year.
Yeah,
we tried to have some kind of champions event 1 year, but we try different things. We always want to try different. We did master scoring 1 year, and that was a bit of a disaster. We're doing scoring at 1 o'clock in the morning, but that's a story for another time.
All right, Dino. We'll chat.
Thanks,
soon.
guys.
Have a great summer, buddy. Take care.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for the patience letting this old guy get on the Zoom call.
Thanks, Dino.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
You too.
All righty. Dean Prosky joined us on the pre-show and is the first guest. Now we got Will Blake, the 19th annual Scotia Wealth Open. Having a summer. Torrie, you haven't met Will yet. Will plays college golf down in South Arkansas. Torrie's a former athlete down in Alabama. I forgot where he played. It was a D1 somewhere down there?
D2.
D2 in Alabama, 4-year guy, lives down there full time now. He's a player. He's pretty modest. He's one NIPWIN, one in Mid-Am. He's pretty good, but he's kind of a bully sometimes. But other than that, no.
Alabama Mid-Am too, not a big deal.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, buddy. I don't have your resume in front of me. Yeah. Okay, I want to know, first off, how you feeling right now? Obviously, and we're going to talk about the week prior, but how you feeling? Are you still in a high right now? Like you win NIPWIN. It's a great field. It's a great tournament, as you just heard from Dino, and we just talked about it. But how are you feeling right now?
I don't even know. I'm still in a lot of shock, I'd say, especially how it ended with shooting, time the course record that last day. But I don't even know. I was right back to work on Monday morning at 6 a.m. So it's kind of a quick turnaround. But yeah, I think I'm still in a lot of shock just because of, just like being in what you said, like there's been so many amazing players that have won it over the years. So it's kind of like, to say that, I joined them is just kind of, it's crazy to think about.
Torrie, did Dean mention that his Bulmer won that once or twice?
Bulmer, did Bulmer win it?
I thought he said Troy early in the pot in the pre-show there. I thought maybe he said that. Regardless, though, a lot of great players come to that event, and like they, like Torrie wanted to play college, or maybe was playing college, and a lot of players playing that event, and Dean Brown, and like it's just the list is unbelievable of guys that have won it.
Yeah.
there's only a few guys that have, held the day one lead and then blow the next day. Me. But other than that, great event. Course is always in great shape. It's probably honestly my favorite golf tournament in the whole province. Maybe like ever. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just Torrie nailed on the head, the camaraderie and seeing everyone you haven't seen all winter, and then you just show up and it's just you almost wish the tournament was like 7 days long because it's it's too short. Torrie, go ahead.
No, what the heck was I gonna I talked to Chris Carley, who you played with on day 2, and he said 66 was the absolute worst you could have shot. He said it could have been a lot lower.
Really?
I was looking at your scorecard. You had a few pars on par 5s.
Yeah.
So like you could have gone deep.
Scuba deep.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like I had like an 8-footer and I left like an inch short in the heart. And then I birdied 2, 3, 4, and then parred 5, 6, birdied 7, 8, par 9. And then I 3-putted 11 and then 2-putted 12 for birdie. And then chipped it on 13 for birdie. And then I bogeyed 17. I 3-putted 17. And I think 16 or 15, I had a 360 lip out too. So it was.
What happened on 14? Was it good scores?
14. Oh, 14, I parred every day. Hit 4-iron off the tee, then hit 4-iron again. Then just had a flip wedge in.
Really? 4-iron, eh? I like that.
Hammer. Hit hammer there. Go for the gusto, baby.
What did Dean say on 14? Because he said driver all day on par 5s, and 14's a tight fairway, right? But it's a hard shot. I mean, I usually birdie it, par it, but I've seen guys make 8s and 9s and 10s like dangerous.
Well, we were when we were on 13, the par 3, Ty Zabo, he hit 5 tee balls, so it was kind of I got a little scared standing on the green, as I go hit next. So, but a lot of people, pretty much everybody I played with hit driver there. I think I was the only person I played with that didn't hit driver. So,
and you made 4 there too with 4-iron?
I made 5 there every day, but I mean, 5's not going to really kill you on that hole. That's how I kind of thought of it.
No, that par is a good score on that hole every day of the week.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, Torrie, that he's just getting to know you now, and we're going to have you on probably more and more. I said you had to win. Remember, you asked, you're like, Coach, can I come on the podcast? I said, you got to go win a tournament first. And now you've done it. Now you're on the show.
Yeah.
But I want to ask, the week prior, City M, you're right in the thick of it. 2 playoff holes. You don't get it done, but a great weekend. 2 good roller Johnny golfers playing. And, what's going through your head, obviously, in that event, and then obviously having to erase the memory bank and get ready for a new event?
Yeah, I don't even know. I think the last tournament I won before, obviously, this past weekend in Nipawin was probably an MJT. Besides, like a club event, was probably an MJT like 3-4 years ago. So I felt like I was really out of the winner circles for a really long time after I won a lot of junior tournament or a decent amount growing up.
Right.
So I think kind of, losing to Mitch in that playoff kind of helped me. It kind of put me in that position again. Obviously, I didn't get it done, but definitely helped me lots going into Nipawin, I'd say.
You almost you did that learning to lose mentality, and then obviously find a way to win. So, but that's a great comeback, though. I mean, like to lose to a great player, great term as well, and then going to Nipawin, and we can only say it so many times, but unbelievable players in that field, and for you to come out. Did you win by 2?
Yeah, 1 by 2.
1 by 2, so you had room to make a bogey, but nice work. No, yeah, that was sick, buddy. I was pumped for you. I wanted to ask something else though. I had no, I forgot. Torrie, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I also won coming from behind. I think that tournament, because I've been in the final group a few times, I think that tournament's easier coming from behind. Yeah, I feel like you're more nervous in the final group of that tournament, just knowing who's lurking behind you. Yeah, and when you're behind, it's like, well, I got nothing to lose. I'm in, T5 or whatever the hell. And so did you just feel loose on the last day, or?
I feel like I got off to a good start. Like, I mean, I was the 4th last group, I think, to go out. So it's not like I was like the first or the last group or the second last group. So, I mean, I didn't look at the leaderboard once. I just kind of tried to hit greens, and then I was putting really well. So I think that it was really what put me over the top.
What did you do while you were waiting like after you finish your round, you had to have known that you did something pretty incredible.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think I called my buddy back home in Shanks, talked to him for a couple minutes, called my dad for like 2 minutes, and then I watched the last 3 groups come in and just kind of waited. And they didn't update Golf Genius, so I didn't even know what they were at. So it was stressful for sure.
Yeah, I kept refreshing it, and that last group, it just wouldn't refresh. It kept sticking on like 16 and 17.
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So were you nervous or excited or?
I think the only time I really got nervous was on the last putt, like to tie the course record. That was kind of where I was like, yeah, I'm nervous right now. Even like my 3 putts, like when I 3-putted 11, it was that back pin, and I left it like above the hole, so it was like a downhill slider, and I just missed like a 3-footer.
Back
and
right.
Then, yeah.
Nasty.
And then my 3-putt on 17, it was like a 35-footer, and it just came off. It was on the fringe, and it just came off really dead, and I left it like 10 feet short, and then just hit it through the break. So I don't even know. I think there's just that last putt. I hammered it in the hole. Like if it didn't go in, it was probably 4 or 5 feet by. So thankfully it went in.
So was that your first time playing the golf course, or have you played it previously?
I played it. They held junior provincials out there, and like 4 or 5 years ago, and I think I shot like 85 every day. So it's a big difference from then.
Torrie, who would you say Will's lookalike is on the PGA Tour?
Max Homa.
Boom. Left-handed Max Homa. Temple Town. Will, I want to ask about Elkridge. Obviously, so you get an exemption to the what is it called now? The Canadian Tour or Mackenzie Tour?
Mackenzie Tour, I think it's still
Mackenzie Tour. Yeah. So you get an exemption to that. What does that feel like for you? Obviously, that's kind of like getting drafted almost. Like you're having a chance to play with the PGA guys of Mackenzie Tour. So walk us through kind of your thoughts on that, and are you excited about it, and where your head's at?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. I played in it that COVID year when it was pretty much you could just register and go in. So this year is definitely a lot different than that year. It's more actual pros, trying to get their way, like work their way up the leaderboard and playing for a bigger purse. So yeah, it'll be cool. The Pro-Am, and like it'll just be more of like an actual PGA Tour tournament kind of vibe, which will be really exciting. And then obviously all the pros and X Division 1, it'll be kind of cool to see how my game compares to them.
So obviously I see a lot at the golf course, and I know how you play, and I know I go to school and whatnot. Torrie doesn't, but people listening don't maybe all know that as well. You're down in South Arkansas. Your freshman year is done. You're going to your sophomore year now. You have 3 years left, I believe.
Yeah.
How much would you say playing and practicing every day, and you're working out helps and transitions into obviously your summer golf for competing?
Oh yeah, it definitely helped out. Like, I mean, when I came back, once I finished school, it was like, I mean, I've been golfing for like a year straight, it seemed pretty much. So it definitely kind of got me ahead, I feel like, of everybody down here, just because, even that City Am, it was a month into the season or a couple weeks into the season. So they were kind of, still trying to get the feel back for things. So, it definitely helped me, playing all year round and playing tougher golf courses and playing against, really good players down there every day. It just kind of makes you work harder and want to be better.
In Southern Arkansas, are you guys Bermuda?
Yeah.
So hey, how nice is it coming home and having Bent or Rye?
Oh, it's so I love like coming home, but I hate putting here. I found putting on Bermuda so much easier.
Once you learn how to read the grain,
yeah,
it's almost easier.
Yeah, I picked it up pretty quick, and I like putting was definitely putting's always been my strong suit, and it was definitely my strong suit down there. Just because I picked up how to read grain pretty quick. But yeah, I hated chipping off it though, especially when it got wet in the winter. It gets so bad.
You get. I've always said that about the U.S. Open.
Is that the one that does that? Is that
it sits like this kind of.
Oh, so it's okay.
So instead of like growing like one way, like Bent kind of does, it grows like knotty almost, like thick hair kind of.
I've always made the argument, like, instead of them making the U.S. Open 8 million yards long, just put within 30 yards of the green, wet Bermuda.
Oh yeah, it's like
that's
impossible.
Like the hardest shot ever.
Yeah, Yeah, and our home course is super undulated. Like all the greens sit up, and when it rained, like it'd be so wet underneath the greens, and you have to hit these high flop shots out of just soak Bermuda. It was like impossible.
Oh, it's like hitting out of a bowl of oatmeal. It's
brutal. Yeah.
Will, what's next on the docket for you? Is it the Mackenzie Tour event?
Yeah. So I'll go to that, and then I was going to go to a USM qualifier in Montana, but it starts the 27th, I believe. So if I made the cut at the Mackenzie Tour, I wouldn't make it down to Montana in time. So not doing that anymore. And then there's a new AM tournament in Calgary called the Mickelson Invitational. Nice. I'm going to try to Monday qualify for that. So, and then other than that,
Glencoe.
I know.
No, Mickelson National, you fucking idiot.
No, I asked if he's going to try and play the Glencoe.
Oh,
or what?
I applied to get in, but I didn't get in. And then there's that Monday qualifier, but I'm not going to do it.
Fair enough. Okay.
Would have been nice to reapply maybe after I won the Scotia Wealth and see if they'd let me in. But
little resume builder. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Drew, I'm sorry for calling you a fucking idiot.
That's okay. Old age gets us all.
I misunderstood the question.
Do you have any more questions for young Will Blake here?
Sure. What did you get to experience Wild Bill's Pizza?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Where did you stay?
Nipawin.
At Nipawin. I stayed at the resort or whatever, like at the Green Hotel. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was the first thing. After I met Torrie, like when the podcast first started, I met him through like text, and he's like, "Hey, you gotta have Wild Bill's Pizza." Meanwhile, I was crushing a Pizza Hut thing from like downtown Nipawin, and he's like, "You idiot! You didn't order Wild Bill's." But like little I know that like all the veterans like Cobes and Brownie and Phelpsy and all these guys are just dummying Wild Bill's, and I've never had it sent. I've only had it once. I had it actually on a hockey road trip. I ordered it just because Torrie said so. Heard it's unreal.
Heard it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, unreal.
But dude, Will, I don't have any more questions. But just at the Canadian Tour event, just have fun. Like I Mondayed for one, and I think I got too nervous. Just fucking play it like you're just playing Elk Ridge, man. Just have fun. It'll be great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I will.
I mean, I know your tee time is going to be shit. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, probably will.
Do sweep it.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
sorry, Will.
I'm going to see you for sure on the golf course this summer. We got to go out and play again. Buddy, I'm happy you got her done. You're on the show now, and I'm sure you'll be on a few more times and probably bigger podcasts than us. So
hopefully,
today I got to talk to two legends in golf, Sask, Torrie, and Will / Max Homa Blake, and of course Dean Prosky. Will, best of luck in Elk Ridge, and I'll see you on the course, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, Drew.
All our podcasts are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Be sure to check out all our channels, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening.